There we go. Hello. My goodness. Can you believe it? It's time to stream again to the general public. Oh, I don't know, potential billions of audience members, which it will be probably one or two. But hey, welcome to everyone who wants to come to the Wednesday Kench Niner stream. I'm looking forward to yet another, actually, relatively speaking, compared to the first few months I was streaming, and especially with my older computer, there were a lot of tech issues. There was regular issues with the USB crashing and stuff like that. That it was definitely related to overloading the USB system on my older computer because the new computer doesn't have that issue. It's basically the same kind of computer, just newer. And that's nice. No, my new computer that I have had it's been less than a year. It's only been 10 months or so. No, 9 months that I've had my new computer, which I got specifically so that I could play Microsoft Flight Simulator as good as as well as possible. With this as good frame rates, especially considering I'm live streaming and playing Microsoft Flight Simulator on the same PC. Just use the one PC. It's pretty powerful. I still want to upgrade the video card, and that's something I could do over time. So save up for it. Those are very expensive. So I'm gonna definitely be spending $1,000 on another video card. Probably next year, though. This one seems to be good. So I'm super excited because we're playing the new Sim Update 4. We even had another minor update just today before we went live to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I got my, this is a Telecaster guitar. This is my Telecaster, it's the Swirl one I got in 2014. They only made a few hundred of these in the Mexico factory. But what happens? You get a traditional one of these brand new, and the traditional finishes for $500, which is a good deal, even back then. Or you could get these kind of weird finishes that they put out occasionally. It was $50 more, so this was $550. You can't get these, but they only made a few of them, so they're kind of automatically collectible. It's called a Fender Special Edition, so they don't, So and each not only that, they don't make the swirl. Each one of the swirls is quite unique. So they're all completely unique guitars. So I have the Stratocaster and the Telecaster. But it's a privilege to play the Telecaster. Today I will not be playing the Telecaster as part of the musical segment. I was listening to my last rehearsal for Ken's Christmas Piano Lounge, and it was pretty rough. Man, I did not get through any songs without mistakes, that's for sure. Making a few mistakes. I mean, it didn't sound horrible, but that means I need to practice the Christmas songs many times before Christmas, and we're getting down to the wire there. So today will definitely be yet another Ken's Christmas Piano Lounge practice session. I don't expect to be that much better, but I would say 3 more practice sessions, and I'll be okay by Christmas, including today. Because the other musical sections will be, playing the guitar, playing the bass. I want to play this guitar for a while maybe on Friday. I made some mods to it. It originally came with what's called a lipstick pickup here, like a single coil metal pickup. Not a very good one. But it was already routed for a humbucker. But all I need to do is buy a humbucker and a new faceplate that was already cut out for it, and wire everything together. And suddenly I have a Telecaster that's more like called a modern, I think, or kind of a modern Telecaster, which has the Telecaster has a humbucker in the bridge, in the neck position. Excuse me. It's really good for playing metal, or heavy, which I don't do. But so I stay on the bridge pickup, which is the classic one. You definitely get that classic twang from a Telecaster. Very simple guitar, but it has everything you need to do to make music. So there'll be the big brain games after whatever we do with Flight Simulator. Again, I'm super excited because we have a new update, and it seems super smooth and kind of relatively bug-free, but not completely bug-free. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to explore a little bit, check some things out. I don't know exactly where we're going to go, what we're going to do. We might cold start the Osprey and fly around Cape Town. I mean, I've been doing a lot, but there's a method. That's really one of the most, that's been the, Cape Town, well, New York. Oh yeah, London. Actually, I was thinking we should do London. We'll do the London. We'll do the we're gonna do the it's one of the hardest things. We're gonna do the London City Airport to Heathrow run, which goes down the river through all the buildings. It's pretty crazy. Lots of stuff to see. Done it many times, but this is the first time we've done it in Sim 4. Okay, the Burgundy games are going to be the break, and then I already said that. Oh, what I have not mentioned is the freshly poured glass of Diet Coke from the collection from the night. This is a 2025 vintage, I believe. Okay, it's brown, it's fizzy, it's mild. I don't know. Is it fruity? I don't know. I guess it's good. I want some more, please. It has caffeine in it. I think they make it addictive. All right. Oh, by the way, a couple things I want to talk about. This Boom XB1. They gave us a couple of new planes to play with in the new version. First of all, they gave us this new helicopter, the Bell UH-1H, which is, normally for some people might have actually purchased it, but you get it as part of the new Stranger Things update. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And you get this XB1, Boom XB1, which is a very powerful experimental 3-engine supersonic, experimental plane. Based on a real thing. There is a real thing called a Boom Airlines, and I was playing a little bit because it's new offline, but it's not something I don't think I find it that fun. Those kind of planes, they're designed to go, to take off very dramatically on afterburners, head up to the stratosphere. You get that great high view, but I like to stay low, and these planes are not that good at it. And that one has practically no vision out the windows. But I was thinking, if we're gonna go for something challenging, why don't we cold start the have fun cold starting the or what we could do is fly the gyro, because I haven't done that in a while. How you doing, Science? It's great to see you. Happy Wednesday in this mid December time frame. Yeah, they came out with a sim update, and it seems to be pretty smooth. So we're gonna fly around some really challenging terrain, namely London. I don't know what plane. By the way, I got a car. I got this project car. It was $2. It's not that great an experience in the game, but what do you expect? So and a flying saucer. I bought that, but we also got some free stuff as there was a new update. So we got this free this thing up here. It's called this JB. It's which way up here? This is Boom XB1. But again, we'll check it out at some point because it's fun. It might be fun just to see some new stuff that you haven't seen before. But the reason why is I really want to test out the graphics engine, and to do that we have to fly some places that are very dense in terms of scenery, custom scenery. Cape Town is one, but London's another one. We just did Cape Town. Let's do the London. It's about a 20-minute run from London City Airport to Heathrow through the city of London. We're gonna do it in our pearl beige. Let's do Safari. They're both good. Pearl beige gyrocopter, because that's how we like to roll around here. We're gonna go back here, pick where we want to go in the world. Again, I'm gonna make it a daytime flight, so I will be changing the time of day, at least for now. I've also heard this is London City Airport here, right here. Where is it? It's right here. And then Heathrow's to the west. So we're gonna take off, fly through the Thames River, head up to the west over Kensington, Chelsea, Acton to Heathrow, land there. It's about a 15-20 minute little flight. We'll probably do something else too, but this will tell us if the graphics engine is performing better, and because they put a lot of effort to it. Everyone is saying it's very it's very smooth, and it seems real smooth to me. This is only the second time we're doing it. That was Monday that it came out. Okay, so we're gonna pick the ramp, but we are gonna change our time of day to be much earlier because we want some shadows though, right? Like around 3 p.m. their time. This particular gyro, the gyro is one of my favorites, but it's not great for night flying. It doesn't have great lighting in the cabin. So I mean, the real one probably can do it, but this one's not that great at it. We're gonna cold start it up because I like to cold start up. You can see it is a little, it's a little cloudy. It's there we are. Okay, there we go. There's our gyro. There's our training captain there, training pilot there. You see there, it's not. You see the Rotax engine in the back, all the detailing, the cooling system with oil radiator and a water radiator, and you got a Rotax engine, a Swiss-made engine there, and your 4 propeller blade. You can, by the way, you can match it with a whole bunch of different kinds of propellers based on things like how much efficiency, how fast you want to go, and how loud you want to be. All right, let's get in here. Get ready to start. Very simple instruments, really simple. Let's look around here. Very lightweight designed cockpit here. Let's get this stuff turned on. Battery on. Power to the starter switch. Open the fuel valves, and there's two ignition. There's two fuel systems, and two ignition systems. Let's see. The battery's on. Power switch. We're gonna move that to there. Everything seems to be warming up. We should be able to start up. You hear a little bit of vibration there, and that's our engine warming up a little bit there. Let that come to a boil. One of the coolest things about a gyrocopter is that it looks a little like a helicopter, but it's not. It does not have a powered rotor. The rotor is generally unpowered. Now, there is a rotor pre-spin feature, but... okay, so we're London City. Let's tune the ground. We're going to be departing to the west, right, to go visit, do a little viewing tour of London today. Okay, we should be there. Oh yeah, we want to turn on our transponder. Transponder's in ground mode. That's all good. Let's see. Acknowledge taxi clearance.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 27 using
let's get a
taxiway.
little more power here. Push our engine a little bit further. There we go. A little turn around here. Hopefully they'll show us which way they want us to take off. Of course, this is, even though it's a single runway, but it's quite long. I don't know who gets. It's not. I don't think it should be domestic flights only, and even then, I think most domestic flights are going to go through Heathrow. But if you just want to go downtown, right downtown, I think we got a lot of traffic in front of us. We're going to ignore them, like large planes. Although they fixed this. This looks better than it was before. Like you rarely saw like these planes maneuvering on the tarmac. It's a very busy airport. Well, actually no, Heathrow is the busy airport. This is a little bit less busy. But as usual, we're just going to kind of maneuver around these gigantic planes here and pretend that they don't exist. It's my world and I'm living in it. Is that 777? That's one of the 777s there. I would be surprised if in the real world a 777 could take off from this runway. It's not that long. I mean, definitely the smaller ones could. I believe that is. Or actually, no, that's a 350, I think. Something like that. One of those big Airbuses. Not a 777. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah. For sure it's an Airbus. Alright, we're number 2 for takeoff. We're number 1 for takeoff. I don't have all day. Oh, besides, this guy is going the wrong way. Yeah, alright. We're going around you. Not the wrong... I don't know where you think you're going. Maybe he's going to a terminal. Alright. Less power. Let's fly around. But I do like the ground operations, and it's super easy to get going in this guy here. Runway. We don't need the whole runway. We need barely like 300 feet. Okay. If we stop here, can we request takeoff? Yeah, we can.
City Tower, KNSH 9er.
All right, we got the runway. Yes. Seems pretty clear. I don't see anybody's landing. Are we cleared? Oh, there's traffic. Oh, this could take a while. Do I see traffic coming in? How far away is it? Oh, there it is. It's right there. Okay. It'll just take a minute for them to clear the runway. I think this stuff is getting more realistic. It used to be like, it could be a long time before you see somebody coming in. But that's an actual landing. There's some improvements, some small but subtle yet welcome improvements that always make the game a little bit better. We're going to have to see. Okay, they're getting ready to taxi off. All right, so we're going to turn off the rotor brake. We're going to get ready to do a rotor pre-spin function here. Oh, wait, was this on or off? It's on, perfect. We're still on the ground, right? is that what we wanted?
Cleared for takeoff.
Okay,
Runway
we are clear to
27.
take off.
Key
Let's
initiation
get going.
right now,
Break
sir.
off. All right. So this normally the rotor isn't powered except during this specific part of the takeoff sequence, which is where we line up, and then we use basically a squeeze handle on our throttle to transfer power to the rotor to pre-spin it up. Okay, so we're in here. Parking brake on. I'm going to squeeze my handle here. And that's going to cause the rotor to start spinning. It's not normally powered, but it's what we're doing is bleeding power from the engine to pre-spin the rotor. We're going to see it's 140, 155, 160. We want to wait to get to around 200, a little over 200. And then we're going to unspin. We're going to unspin that and put off the parking brake. And it'll spin down a bit, but once we get some speed going here, we'll be able to pull right off, very short. And the unpowered rotor, which is still spinning, uses air passing through it to which way is the water? I think the water's to the left here. For it to stay spinning. But the only power is that very simple propulsion system in the back here. I think you've got like a elevated train system here. But usually it's more fun to travel along the Thames. One of the cool things they have here, they have a couple of these, but they have these tidal barriers, which are designed to prevent high tides from causing an influx on the Thames. It's not that far to the ocean. And for a long time there was an issue with tidal barriers, but these are these barriers that they can effectively inflate and cause to rise. And prevent any water from going in this direction. It's supposed to flow that direction only. For various reasons, that's obviously going to be bad. But they've had those since the 80s, I think. But yeah, it looks beautiful. We haven't had a lot of jitters yet. I'm going to hide this for now. I haven't seen a lot of jitters. It's been smooth. Now the quality, it's questionable whether the quality is necessarily better or worse in terms of, are we seeing the same kind of visual quality? I think it's about the same. With various things in terms of, it's actually nighttime there. See, I de-advanced the time. It's definitely, in the real world, it's pitch dark. And I can show you that. So I changed the time. By the way, there's a cable car. You can't really see it very well. But there's a cable car here. It's not a bridge. It kind of looks like it. But there's actually kind of I believe it's a cable car that goes across. But you only see the towers in the game. It doesn't show the cable or the gondolas that I think are going across the Thames here. I think that's what those towers are for. Oh yeah, and then you got the O2 Arena, the Millennium Dome, whatever you want to call it. But all these buildings just are so cool. The architecture in London is amazing. In the real world, and in game, there's so many structures. But obviously a very famous building right there. People complain they go there. It's just a tourist trap. There's some stuff to buy. No, the simulator looks good. They just updated it. It's called Microsoft Flight Simulator 2025 SU4. And they've made improvements in how smooth things are. But this is kind of a torture test because it's downtown London. So London is basically broken up into kind of two segments. There's the kind of the east segment and then the west segment, the west side. In terms of where the tall buildings are. Hello, what's going on here? Having fun. There's little updrafts going on here. It's interesting going in here. I wonder if there's ice over some of these sections here. I wonder how cold it is. It is supposed to change over the time of year. This is kind of the east section, and then there's the west section. And it's just the Thames kind of wraps around it. But there's a kind of like a lot of water area. There's a bunch of famous buildings on this side here. But no, it's super smooth. They've been doing some good jobs with optimizing the GPU and frame rates. We're flying in a really little gyrocopter here. Things will still look a little wonky up close. We still haven't gotten to the cool stuff like the London Eye, the Tower of London, Westminster Palace, London Bridge, the City Bridge, London Bridge, City Bridge, and that's all coming up. We're going to stay nice and low for this sightseeing flight. It doesn't go super fast either. This is a real plane, though. These gyros are absolutely real. You can go on YouTube and watch them fly them around. There's kind of an enthusiast segment. I think this side of the building of London is a little bit more famous in that you see behind us what I mean. There's that set of buildings there. But this, if you want to see the Gherkin and the Shard and things like that, it's up here. But this is all very famous parts of London. Looks like there's kind of a flea market up here, or like a carnival circus right there. Actually, they're just building something there. I don't know what they're building there. There's lots of nice details, like a bridge that goes up and down, drawbridge. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze a couple times. Oh dear, I'm better. Excuse me. Allergies. Wow. I might have to crash due to allergies. Wow, my nose just started itching like crazy. Anyway, I see you've been many times. It's back there. Yeah, I mean, there's lots to. It's a great. It's a touristy. It's a great destination. There's lots of stuff to see there, but it's basically just a tourist. You know, it's a destination that tourists go to. All right, so we're here at the tower, the city bridge. And very famous. Everyone's going to go here. We're going to see the Tower of London. Oops, I forgot to. I was busy sneezing. Right, it's not showing anything. That's a problem. It's supposed to show something there. Ooh, that's a bug. That's a new bug. Right? That shouldn't be blank. Anyway, but a bunch of okay. So there's. All right, acknowledge frequencies. Now it's saying. All right, so the Tower of London is there. Sorry, we passed it. And then, all right, so then there's, we'll just take a short detour here. If you head down there, okay, all right, by the way, there's the Shard, and it's right in a major train station. I want to head up to, this is kind of what they call the downtown. You know, this is the West End. The buildings here are just incredible. We're going to check it out at night. There's really famous ones like the Gherkin. Sometimes I want to call it the Pickle, which it is supposed to look like. We're not supposed to call it the penis, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to call it the dildo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just forget that I did that. Everything's fine. I have collision detection turned on, but I wasn't looking that well. These are tall buildings. But we're doing what I like to call urban canyon carving. Don't try this at home. And so far, as I say, the new SU Update 4 is smooth as butter. They did a great job. And not crashing. I think we get rid of this here. You can see famous buildings down there. If you know London, they did a great job reproducing the whole city in great detail. Yeah, it must be in the game, but there may not be much on it. But, you know, it might be worth checking out. I gotta fly from here because I don't know what I'm doing when I'm flying from outside. We're gonna run outside this building here. All right, let's go back to the Thames River. And there's some like churches. Then we'll check out the palace and Big Ben. See if Big Ben is still big, or is it now just large Ben? We could check out. Bless you too, by the way, G7, GZ. So, by the way, thank you for saying watch out. We do crash occasionally. I mean, you know, this is low flying. You're gonna crash, and we handle it. But I try not to. I'm trying. It is getting late there. I mean, it is. You know, it's winter. I have live weather turned on, by the way, which it means if you look at this, it says live weather there. It's not real time. I've turned off the real time, so it's not the time of day. But according to this, it is a cool, in some clouds. Okay, see, it's just, come on now. Now we finally got the weather correct. Scattered clouds, probably relatively cool. It's probably in the, 40s Fahrenheit. Got some yachts here. All right, we're gonna head back up the river again. There's a huge train station and the Shard over there. And you can see the Gherkins back there. All these buildings are super iconic. But up ahead, we're going to check out the eye. Oh, right. Over here is St. Peter's. Another beautiful model. I mean, by model, I mean I'm just saying that in the game it looks good. Okay, what's our speed? So I'm watching the in the RPM meters, that LCD readout there. It's very critical to know how fast your rotor is going at any time. Boy, the detailing on each and every one of these buildings, all the detailing, and yet it has to keep all this stuff in memory. Which stuff to stay in memory and which stuff to keep out. And watch out! Look out for them trees. You never really want to hear the pilot say "uh-oh." Let's see if we can get some altitude here. Don't worry, I sort of know what I'm doing. It's been a while since I've flown the gyrocopter. In general, it's a point where you want to go, and it goes there. But yeah, if you do a lot of maneuvering, you will kind of. Well, this says IBM on that building over there, so I wonder if that's the IBM building. Okay, but yeah, we're coming up to the eye. We're coming to that famous bridge, bunch of famous bridges, and the center of government for the United Kingdom. Here, a lot of cool things. This is a kind of a combined. That's a rail bridge, I think, and a really cool looking rail station on the other side of it. Actually, both sides of it. There's the London Eye, which is, I think it's roughly the same size as the one in Las Vegas, the high roller. But of course, boy, the Big Ben looks great, and the whole Westminster Town. Oh, it looks great. Let's try not to smash into it and cause an international incident, if we really want to. So beautiful. I do love the run here. Oh yeah. Do we check the other side? Yeah, there's that building over there. It's like a bunch of other government buildings there. But I never can remember where Hyde Park is. I think it's kind of inland that direction. Let's go in a ways. There's not that much. I mean, except a lot of buildings. There's not that much on. There's not that much on that side. Most of the stuff is on this side. We're already to these outlying communities. Oh, where I see it's like 5 times. That was a lot of season, and it's not really allergy season. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You're gonna sneeze. I'm just really enjoying all these cool looking buildings. I mean, they have a lot of swoopy curves. You know, they got these old blocky style, classic Gothic neo. Okay, what's this say here? Okay, Green Park, not Hyde Park. But look at Green Park. First of all, it's beautiful, but it looks like it has a museum or something. And this beautiful kind of square traffic, this beautiful right there. And it says SHN, and that's Green Park. Oh man, there's so much to discover around here. Oh, that one of these is oh yeah, that's just the center of London. Buckingham Palace, not a museum. That's where the king lives, in Green Park. Is that Buckingham Palace? Because I thought it'd be bigger, but or it's around. Maybe that is it. That does look like a major, palace. Let's buzz it and see if he's home. Also, probably restricted airspace. You know what I mean? And he's probably out at one of his country homes. That's all right. We're gonna buzz in on him. Just said, yeah. It's Green. I wish there were more like little points of interest markers. Sometimes I just put up Google Maps, and then while I'm flying around, I'm trying to watch where I am on Google. Watch Google Maps. I go, oh yeah. Hey, anybody home? This is really cool looking though. Oops. Get nice and close. We could probably land in there. I think we'd be arrested. I don't want to be arrested. All right, let's go fly to. We're gonna fly out to Heathrow, but suddenly, all I could say is that the simulation is handling, and I chose sunset because that's a great challenge to the graphics engine because of all the shadows, a lot of calculations of shadows and the lighting. So you see, like the face lighting on the buildings is very warm, but the shadow is very cool, and if you don't handle that correctly, nothing will look right, even the basics. And they've always done that well. Oh, you know what I want to do before we fly away from the city? Let's change it to real time. Okay, so Hyde Park is to the right. Like, is it this big park here? Because I know it's pretty big. And this is about the right size. It wouldn't be that much further out from the city. The city's out there. It might even be closer. Actually, the city is right there. Yeah, I think this is Hyde Park here. Has a lot of big open areas. It's got some stuff down there. Okay, what I want to do is, oh yeah, and they have like all these, like that, like observation tower. Like European cities have those observation towers. American cities don't seem to have that kind of, oh, there's a tower where you can go and there's food and it's rotating or whatever. But like European cities sure do. All right, what I wanted to do is, just for fun, again, this plane is not good for night flying, so this may be a short experiment. But I'm going to change it from to live time. You're going to notice it instantly turns to nighttime. This is the actual time and weather. So there's that tower I was talking about. So according to at least the weather information that's coming into Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's a lovely evening. Actually, right now, probably cool, but not bad. So I'm not sure if that's the realistic lighting on that tower. But the reason why we're doing night is because one of the things they've claimed to have improved. Oh, I do have my interior light on. I can see my instruments on the inside, which is nice because normally you would not be able to see anything without your light on. I gotta learn how to turn that on and off though. The Euston train station will take you back to Manchester. Well, in other words, the best place in London is the place where you can get the heck out as quickly as possible. Yeah, all right. Oops. I just want to see again in the sim update. They claim to have improved the like the nighttime flying experience over cities. And what better way to do it than to go to a real-time experience over London? We're gonna fly up right up close and personal. Now from the inside, because that reflection is kind of getting hard to see. Basically, what it's simulating is wearing a light on your head, so that as you move your head around, it lights up everything. And there's a way to turn it off, but I forgot what it is. I don't even care. All right, we're gonna go up here again. There's the Shard over there. The Gherkin is this way. Tower of London's there. The Eye is there. Palace of Westminster is there. But it's okay. I mean, if you've ever seen pictures of London at night, it's very vibrantly colored. The buildings are not quite, I mean, you can see some highlights of red and things like that, but they're wildly colored. And the Gherkin, there's the Gherkin right ahead. It's really usually, really garish. And I'd say London at night is one of the most futuristic places in the world. It looks like the most futuristic city. Because there's so much interesting, unique architecture, but all the buildings like that looks, I think, like the Shard looks a little like it's usually lit up like a Christmas tree this time of year. But no, the pictures I've seen, especially all these kind of parts right near the Thames. So I mean, it looks fine. It looks nice. You can see the city there. You can see it moving. It's very smooth. I would say this is what it looks like from here. Hello, it's our training partner there. All right, now we're really gonna land, which is a ways out. We got like 10 miles to get to the. We got about 10 miles to get to Heathrow. I mean, it's not far out by distance, but it's gonna take you a while to get there. But we're just gonna simulate that. Well, let's keep it at night though. I'm not having a huge problem. I forgot. I forgot what turns on and off my light. The only way to do it is with a special, right? There's no special thingy here with a special keyboard. Oops. Trying not to gain too much altitude here. Yeah, so this time we're gonna buzz in through here. Go over Westminster and kind of go right over the London Eye. Right next to it. The other day we flew over, it's not that long ago, we flew over Las Vegas, and it is also a very impressive experience at night and during the day. But in both cases, there's so much, custom programming that we'd have to do to make it look correct at night for those cities that I think, that you can get an add-on for, some places have an add-on for night lighting for certain areas where, you can pay some amount of money and and there's an extra data add-on. Hello. Yeah, like I think the London Eye is lit up very, very brightly at night, so that's not really, since it's not a building that would have to be custom lighting there. So I'm kind of not surprised. The High Roller is very brightly lit up in Vegas at night. It's very visible. So, they're missing some lighting effects, that's for sure. All right, if we head west here, see, okay, it's about 12 miles to Heathrow from here. That's not that far. I mean, we're doing about 70 knots. It's about 80 miles an hour. So it's a little less than 10 minutes. Let's just head right out there, though. Although, is it Control F? Is it Alt F4? It might be. Let me try it. Alt F4. Oops. I shut down the game. I never listen to people over there. It's not. It's an L command. It's for lighting. It's trainer lighting. It's your little light here. I think it's Alt L. It could be map. I forgot what it's mapped to. All right, I'll find out. I'm gonna find out here. It's easy to find out. Hold on a second. I just don't want to crash. So pause. Time. Bring this up. Go to. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Go to my controls. Controls. It's keyboard, and it's like light. It's some lighting thing. Why is it giving not searching? Lighting. Huh. Is it maybe it's a flashlight? I thought it was some light. That's good. That's a good idea. Toggle flashlight. You're right, and you were right. It's Alt F. You were close. So I'm gonna just say okay. Alt F. All right. Thank you. By the way, now that you were close, so you weren't trying to troll me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, most people aren't. Okay. So I thought it was okay. I thought it was Alt F, Alt L, but it should be Alt F. So I should be able to turn it. There you go. Thank you very much. That's useful to know because I really don't need it. From inside, most of the time. But notice what I meant by this plane does not. Oh, you're playing Rocksmith again. Well, I will be doing that soon. What I meant was that the gyro is not meant for night flying. Is that there's no panel lights. I mean, there's this Alt F, right? But all those instruments there, except that little LCD ones, don't have any lighting, which is crazy. What's the point? I'm sure they do have lighting, but there's no switch I can find to turn on the panel lighting, right? I mean, these are all landing lights, strobe lights. Those are not. Well, now you can see I have lights on from the outside. Those are kind of cool. That's the landing. You probably don't want the landing lights on, though. All right, where Alt F. I need to remember that. Okay. Landing lights. What? Where am I heading down? It's not the most stable plane in the world. All right, we got to fly. Alt F. All right, Heathrow dead ahead. Now we're 10 miles away now. It does not have an autopilot. You were extremely close, by the way. Yeah, it does not have an autopilot. I have a feeling you played this game before, or simulated this simulation before. We'll stick with the night because it's a beautiful night. But so I can see things like how the engine temperatures and RPM, fuel rate, but not how high. Like I can go out here, I can see what my airspeed is, how fast I'm going, what my altitude is. But even with this thing here, Alt F, I guess I can look and I can see, but it doesn't help. It's not helpful. So I mean, in the real world, I'm sure this plane. I've seen pictures of the cockpit. It actually looks quite different. It's more advanced. Usually, it's got like a twin MFD display. The ones you can buy. This is like a really primitively set up one with like the basic minimums. But again, the Magni gyro is a real gyrocopter. It's definitely one of the advantages of the gyrocopter is landing and takeoff in very short runways. You can basically land on a dot, and that's because you're basically can land like a helicopter that needs to auto gyro. In other words, use the residual rotational energy in the rotors to provide lift during the landing sequence, as opposed to just the little stubby wings there providing lift, which we only have. It's just a different way that you kind of land. We're about 9 miles away. Are you getting good at Rocksmith? I mean, you enjoy it? I'm really glad I picked it up again. But and yeah, I'm getting, you know, those songs that I like to play are in my head. I need to go to Rocksmith later today and see if I can buy some new songs. I don't even know if the store is open. Like, I keep forgetting to do it. I guess because I don't want to spend money or something like that. What about? We're at about 600 feet. That's what we look like here. You see our landing lights are off. Those are really bright in the front. But if I turn on my flashlight, you know, you can't see it. Wait a minute. Yeah, you can't see it from the outside. Really? Yeah, if you're at 100%, obviously you're... Well, the thing is, it has... yeah, it has these... yeah, I turned that on. That I definitely messed on. It doesn't... Right, if I do L, nothing happens. But I messed with that. That's my bad. But Alt F still works. But this just doesn't have the light. It doesn't have lights. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't turn on what it doesn't have. It's just, you know, it's a daytime flyer. Yeah, the store should be open. You know, so but it's not just that there's a store that's open. It's that, are there any songs that I want to buy? You know? But it would be fun to have some new, because yeah, I haven't purchased any songs, I think, in a long time. I mean, originally I did, and I still have those, like years ago. But I do, you know, I do feel like when I do the Rocksmith segment, that I had plenty of songs that I, you know, still need to learn and get better at, and I enjoy playing over and over again. So, I mean, they got Losing My Religion in there. Okay, we're getting a little fast here. It's RPM speed here. You need to do this to turn it on. 438. You want to keep the RPM speed of the rotors between 400 and 500. 350 and 450 is actually a better range. You don't want to overspeed those bad boys. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not calling the place in advance and saying I'm landing there. I'm just landing there. You can almost see the runways already, even though it's 6 miles away. It's a big ass airport. Let's turn this off. Alt F. I will forget that tomorrow, by the way. Next time I try to do it, I have to do that whole look up thing again. Flashlight. I wonder why it gave me all those results for light. That had nothing to do with lights, though. And you definitely you get like city turbulence in this plane a lot. It does not have a autopilot, and occasionally you just get these really weird downdrafts or whatever. It's about the same. Looks like the color schemes down there are getting pretty wild. Just following some of these roads. All right, we're about 6 miles from Heathrow. It's about a 5-minute flight from here. After that, we're gonna play big brain games. It's like we do every time, or I do. And that usually takes 15-20 minutes. Then I'm gonna switch over to the music category. Today is the, I think, 3rd rehearsal of Ken's Christmas piano lounge music. So I'm gonna take my piano, which is sitting over there, slap it right down here. Yeah, we are definitely getting some turbulence over here. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I'm doing a lot of stick manipulation to try to keep us heading forwards, and it's not working. It's a cool looking building, though. I'm kind of trying to do this. There's like something going on down here with somebody's picture on a billboard. I mean, the detail level is pretty amazing. All right, 5 miles to Heathrow. Looks like we got a golf course dead ahead. There's some kind of park or something? I don't know. Country club. Yeah, well, as I say, I think the detail looks good. So they have a new free thing in, do I fly other aircraft? I fly a lot of aircraft, but just not the big jets, just because other people do that better than I do. I find them boring. So if it's, sometimes, you know, if it's an airliner, I'm going to say no. I mean, I have done it. For various reasons, I will fly an airliner. But I have like a Concorde. That's probably the only thing I'll fly like that, because it's wildly difficult to fly. So it's a little stressful. But I fly a lot of different things. I mean, I got a flying saucer. I got to fly. I basically try to. I have a lot of things I have to like play with and use for content. So, anyways, they have this new Stranger Things crossover, and it's free. It's kind of like the Dune thing was free. The Dune expansion was free, which they did not put on 2024. But now they have this Stranger Things crossover, and they've modeled the entire town of Hawkins in Stranger Things. And I did download it and play with it a little bit. I am a Stranger Things fan. I mean, I definitely recognized all of the, yeah. And they give you the thing is that's kind of a good thing. They give you a new Huey to fly, and that's the only thing you can fly, from what I can tell. That's the problem is that I don't like is I want to fly my ET Ascendants in Hawkins, and I don't think it lets you choose an airplane. It basically lets you go into Hawkins, and it gives you the helicopter, and then you got a bunch of missions. And if you don't want to do the missions, and they're hard, I saw some people online, like the Red Baron Flies is another Twitch streamer, does Microsoft Flight Simulator, and he was doing the content, and he was having a lot of problems. The basic missions are, you have to go in the helicopter, take off, fly to a specific point on the Earth that's until they show you where it is, and then hover between 20 and 80 feet for like a minute. Oh, and that part is so hard. I mean, and in a real world, it's not. And that's even in the new Huey, which is a little more stable. That's true. Also, you think people who paid $35 for that 10-hour Huey are going to be kind of pissed off that they wasted their money and they didn't just wait until it was free? Because, yeah, you can use that helicopter in the regular game, and it was a $35 helicopter. I'm glad I did not buy it, because I would be kind of pissed off. I mean, I'm not mad that they gave me a free helicopter, and it is a nice helicopter. I mean, I got to spend some time with it so I learn where all the stuff is. But even now, I think the helicopters are still too, even though they're more stable in SU4, but they're still not stable enough to make these missions fun. I mean, there's possible, but you can see. I mean, you can see yourself that I was just really flailing trying to keep these helicopters, keep the helicopter stable, and it didn't matter whether I was looking from an outside view or an inside view, and I know I know how to fly a helicopter. You know what I mean? I'm not a tyro at helicopter flying. I know how they fly, and I've flown them in the real world, not personally piloting them, but in a helicopter and with somebody who I knew who was a helicopter pilot, who was flying it, and they're not that hard to fly. You know what I mean? So they still don't have the stability right for helicopters, and they're still making it a lot harder than they need to. Hopefully, as we get into this little flat area here, yeah, but yeah, I agree, and so I might put some time into it just so I can practice. I mean, all these planes require some patience and practice. Okay, I want to put my light on here, so I can read out. It's at 362, 342. I need to know what my speed is. Oh, we just had a plane fly through us. Yay, that was fun. We just had a jetliner fly through us, where the vortex turbulence would be incredible in the real world. Because, again, what happens is when you flare out, you start losing speed in the rotors. I mean, we're not going very fast compared to a jetliner. All right, all right, let's just land here and check it out. But some of the other ones I specialize in are the Osprey. I fly that a lot. I almost flew that today because it's a real challenge. Okay, we gotta get down here. 246. Just put it down real gentle. There you go. And then you brake, and you're literally stopping. You're literally landing in like maybe 40 feet, 30 feet. Practically nothing. Anyway, that's it for that. For the flying segment for today, we've got to move things along. And I like to do my big brain games every day. So even when I'm not flight simulating or streaming, which is 5 days a week, I do the big brain games. Oh, can I turn my road brake on? But that was fun. And again, whereas I don't normally, here's a rotor break. I don't normally do night things, but simulation 4, I wanted to check things out, and we'll be doing a lot more of kind of flying places where I've flown before, just to kind of see if they're better. Like last time we flew the Osprey to my Cape Town, which is an add-on. It got really bad in 2024. The frame rate went down to 1 frame per second. I mean, you know what I mean? It was like a screenshot. I want to see if they fix that. But yeah, it looks like the simulation is running as smoothly as it ever has. I mean, ever, including 2020. So, and it was not running as smoothly as 2020 for a while. Okay, we're gonna go to just chatting category here, out of the simulation category, just chatting category, because the big brain games are about to ensue. All right, let me get out of here. Quit the desktop. I do want to. Yeah, fly. London's always great. I do want to show off the Stranger Things content. Just what I will do, go into photo mode, and we'll just fly around in the helicopter. It won't be fun, but I won't be able to necessarily do the missions. You know what I mean? But we will do it. And hold on here. Okay, big brain games. Let me bring that up. We'll start with a Quirtle. There we go. Quirtle is going to do, well, by the way, let's just get, we're going to do the revealed, we're going to do the tightrope trivia. Oops. So we got to get, it's like 6 or 7 of these games, each which can take some number of minutes. Thus, content. And again, it's just things I do like to do. I like to do these on a daily basis as a software engineer. Could this be, upper right could be tabby, like a tabby cat, And then we have TRUS. Okay, it could be truss or trust, because we don't have any information. That's a guess. We'll come back to that lower left one here. This one here ends in Y and it has a B, U, and L. So it could be bulky or bully. Let's try bulky. It could have been bully. B-U-L-L-Y. It was bulky. This one over here. Oh, God. I always know there's E. The only vowel is E. And what could it be? It could be. That could be a hard one. S-E. Something E-L? Less E, like the leaser, like no. Oh, how about shelf or shell? Could have been shell. Could have been shelf. All right, well, we have 2 left, so it could be truss or trust. Let's try trust. Could be trust. It was trust. All right, 1 game down. Next game we like to play is the revealed. It's just an ordering thing. It's from the fine folks at pretending.com. Okay, today's revealed is going to be a place. It's 2 words, and the first word it's 7 characters followed by 4 characters. And in order to help us find out where this place is, we get this heavily redacted document, which I'm going to read through. Maybe we're probably going to need some reveals, but let's see how it goes. Okay, the place we're looking for is a blank in blank that sits along the west blank of the blank. The thing we're looking for takes its name from the blank role as the blank to the blank during the blank of the blank in the blank century, some historical. The gleaming blank part of blank thing we're looking for commemorates the blank and the subsequent opening of the blank to blank following the blank which began nearby. The blank also includes blank where blank and blank person first blank where his blank in a legal case that would go all the way to the blank, amplifying the debate over blank as the country moved closer to blank. It's a very historical site. West blank of the blank. What's this? West blank of the Mississippi River. Okay, that gave me enough um, enough information to make a very good guess. In St. Louis, they have this thing called the Gateway Arch. We have flown under it multiple times in large aircraft, including my supersonic one, my Concorde. I have many shows in which I flew under it. It's a great location for Microsoft Flight Simulator in that there's this big arch and you can fly under in just about any plane, including the big ones. How do I know? Because we tried it, done it on stream. I've been doing this for years, so we need a lot of content. So that helped me kind of know that, yeah, Gateway Arch. Okay, we needed one reveal. How did everyone do? Other players needed 5.6. There's a picture of it. Their Gateway Arch. Yeah, you can fly just about any. You're not allowed to in the real world, but I do it anyway. So that was good. Okay, we figured that one out. It's a blah 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 blah. Yes, it is. What does it say when they built? Commemorates the Louisiana Purchase. It actually does not say when it was built in this little thing here. Interestingly enough, it just talks about the history and the Dred Scott case. Interesting. Sort of a weird little article. All right, next game is the Tightrope Trivia Quiz. It's a 9-question timed multiple choice trivia quiz from the fine folks at Britannica.com. 63. Okay, thank you for looking that up. Appreciate it. Or unless you might have just known it. So yeah, it's pretty 62 years old. But yeah, I haven't gone up, but I have seen it in person. When I was in college. We went to St. Louis for. All right, so once I hit this play button, the timer starts. It's a timed quiz. You got to get them right and fast. We're getting in the mid game here, so. Mobile X-rays. Curie must have been. $50 pesos switched to all 23 of his Olympic gold medals. Is it Phelps? Wow. 18 pounds of medals. John as well with early for Blowing in the Wind is the only Dylan song listed there. That should be pretty easy for me. Okay, the peace talks to any which war? Hosted by Theodore Roosevelt. The only one in the right time frame is, the Russo-Japanese War that Roosevelt would have been around for. There's not places to the right. The rest could be cataclysmic, I guess. Vocabulary. Anyway, we got to get these fast and right to get our highest score here, and we've got a ways to go. Famous leader who many people remember having died while in prison. The Mandela effect. Yes. People thought he died in prison. He was in prison for a long ass time. Ernest Hemingway had 6-toed variety of which animal? Blah, 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 a cat. There's very famous if you go to the Hemingway's Island. There's a whole lot of cats, 6-toed cats there. Lingonberries, the national right to roam nature. Lingonberries is Swedish, right? I did not know any of that, except the lingonberries are Swedish. Finding my way. I mean, none of those were around for Jimmy Fallon to be famous enough. Took a little while to figure out some of these, but I'm happy with my 9 out of 9 result. It is what it is. Can't do much better. It could have been faster, but could not have gotten more correct. So let's see how we go. Are we going to become Clever Funambulist today? We didn't quite get there. We got to Walk-In Encyclopedia. Clever Funambulist, you can see the time bonus. We were a little slow. I was a little slow. It wasn't we. So in other words, even we got 900 points for the correct answers. We need to get 1,100 points on time. And I normally try to, but yeah, a little slow today. All right, let's move on. We got some more games to play. Let's play the Reunion. It's a game, and also we're going to do the connections. Let's get this going. Reunion is this kind of new game. It's got similar to like a 5-game thing, and also like a crossword puzzle that kind of is dynamic. All right, what do we have here? If the letter is green, it's in its final position. If it's yellow, it needs to move either on column, either vertically or horizontally. And if it's white, it means it's on the wrong column and row in order to be its final position. So, but what's a word that sly? I think is a word on its own. What else could it be? It can't be right. I guess it could be slyly, SLYLY. And I'm thinking that because there's an L and a Y that we could move in, that makes sense there. So let's make slyly out of that. That's if you do 5-letter words, you kind of now this one here. Something Y. It's probably MENT. So what could that be? Hmm. And there's an X in this one, which is an unusual letter to have somewhere. Hmm. Where that X gonna go? Okay, what else do we have? We have an O something here. What could this be here? This could be oxide. I kind of think this is going to be oxide. Okay. And the point is to do this in as few moves as possible. 17, ideally. You can't take moves back. If you don't like what you did, you can only move forward. You cannot fix the mistake. You got to move forward. And that's the tricky part. That's why you kind of have to move slowly. You can't just randomly move letters around and do well. Let's see. Again, this A here has to be on the row, on the column here. This A. But not in the position it's in, or it'd be green. So that means it's either, I think it's got to be here. I think so. What's going to guess? Yeah, we did. Okay, so it has to be there. It had to be there. The K is not there, so I think it's going to be payment, right? Is there a P? Oh, there isn't a P. Oh, there is a P available. So I think this P is going to be there, and then this N that's here is the one we want to put there. All right, we're moving forward. 7 moves in. We got 10 moves left to do to hopefully get all the rest of these. And it definitely gets a little quicker as you solve letters, because once they're green, they don't be moved anymore. They can't be moved anymore. Let's see. These here could be moved around. Could this C? No, C's not going to be there. Let's see. This E could be there. This L, right, has to be here. And something has to be before this P. Where would a K go there? So I think that has to be. Can't be shock. I have to do something. There's a J. This is a hard one. I'm having a good time. Let's see. I think this L. all these have to go on this right, right? I think this has to go here. Okay, that was a good guess. And in which case, I think this E has to go there. Okay, and then got to keep moving forward here. The L has to either be after be it's either YLINE or begins with an L. L something Y something INE. What could that be? I just don't think the L could be there. Something YLINE. So I think it has to go here. I was wrong. Okay, well then it has to go here. Okay, so it did go there. That's fine. We wasted a move, so we can't go. We can't get. Well, let's see how well we do. We never know. That should help. I just don't know where the J is gonna go. Oh, it could be skyline. That involves the S and the K. All right, now we're moving forward. Let's see. The E. Okay, those could be anywhere. The A could go here. And then this could be a shore. Because this E can go there. And then, yeah, then we had eject was where the J is going to go. All right, 18 moves. I missed one, so the best I could have got is 17. Is what it is. Tricky game today. I want to bring up the a game I've been having a good time doing, which is the connections. Let's get going on it. You get 16 of these shorts, words, and or short phrases. Got to solve them by creating groups of 4. So let's see what we have. Why, yes, dear, sweet, year, copy, sucker, dummy, candy, yellow, gracious, fake, mercy, lolly, dupe, heavens. A lolly, a sucker, a candy, and a sweet could be related as 4 items. I don't see anything else that kind of could fall into those categories. Maybe deer and sweet, but I'm gonna try that. We'll try this. Yeah, there we go. Confections. All right, moving along. Let's see, and it also involves wordplay, like a word that follows year or word that precedes year and other words. So and 4 other words properly. Like, but let's see. And something else is like Y, WHY sound is a homonym for a letter, but I don't see anything else that has that. Let's see what we can find along here. A fake, a duplicate, a copy, and a dummy could all be imposters. And none of these other 4 fit in to be that. Let's try it. Imposters, imitations. Okay. Well, we're doing pretty good. All right, now it gets harder, but then once we get this last one, the next one will fall out. Let's see if we can figure it out. Year, heavens, heavens, Vens. Y. That's the one that sounds like a letter. Yes. Yellow. Don't know where that comes from. So yellow. Gray. Gracious. It's a color. Dear. Mercy. And year. We're going to have to take some guesses here. Fortunately, we have some extras. Huh. I think heavens, gracious, mercy, and dear are things you might express like as my goodness expression. Good, my goodness gracious. And that leaves the final one. So we did a perfect game today. Year, yellow, Y, and yes. What is the connection though? They all have Y's in them, but that's so do other letters, other words, so that can't be it. All right, let's find out. It'll tell us what Y might. Wait, go back to that. What Y might mean. Oh, that is subtle. So Y might mean Y, WHY. It might mean year. It might mean yellow, and it might be yes. In other words, oh my God, so words that start with Y, except or they sound like Y. That is really hard. Nobody's gonna find that out. Nobody's gonna figure that out. It doesn't matter. We're fine. Okay, so we did those. There's one more game I like to do before we finish up the big brain games. We'll switch to the music category and play some music. It's gonna be fun. Well, it's a rehearsal. Okay, yeah, we did the reunion, we did the Quirtle, we did the tightrope. We're gonna do the Octurtle. We did the revealed. We're gonna do the Octurtle. We're gonna jump right to the hardest game, the rescue, though. Just to time's a fleeting. Let's see. We got an N and a T to place here. And so it has to be unity. That's fine. Unity. Perfecto. Some of these are going to be easy. I mean, if you've seen me do this before. Okay, no, it's BRA blank E, but what could it be? Could be brave, right? Let's try brave. Because I can't be break. Okay, the V was not helpful. Okay, this one here is, we have all 5 letters. If it ends in ER, it has to start in A. Could it be regal? It could be regal. And now we know this one here has to be bland. We're getting some good kind of pre-made ones here. Up here, we have, it's probably going to be CLAI something. So let's guess claim. Again, we did not use the M, but we still have 4 guesses to get 3 things. So we're doing pretty well. Okay, this one starts with an L and ends with an E. The only vowel it could have is, it could be loose, right? Let's see. This one here, though, we know there's a GU and a B in addition to this E, and a D. Okay. So it has to be, I think this has to be debug. That's in the dictionary, and all the letters will fit there. Okay, we're doing good. This one here is interesting because there's a T and a C and an I. Or a T and a C in addition to that I. And the position that eye is interesting. That's gonna be a hard one. All right, let's just guess loose. All right, nice. Now at least we get 2 guesses for this hard one. Oh, and now we know the O is. Oh, there was an O. We didn't even know there was an O. Now we know all 5 digits, all 5 letters here. So yeah, now I know it's stoic, which I would not have gotten before that. Okay, we won the daily rescue. I only get like half of those, so I get pretty excited when I win the daily rescue. The hardest of the octorals, where you have to solve 5 words. There's a quartal rescue now, though, but that's a pretty good game. But I want to play music. I want to get my Christmas music going. Again, it's very rusty. I was listening to myself play the other day, and I was like, wow, none of these songs went that smoothly. I mean, there are parts of them that you could definitely were fine, but then, there was no perfect songs being played all the way through. I just need to get better before Christmas because I'm doing 2 performances of these, live Christmas music on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. All right, so I'm in the music category. I'm going to put my mid-roll on, and we're going to switch over. I got to bring my piano. It'll probably take a few minutes, so hopefully we'll get everything done most of the time before the mid-roll is over. So see you on the other side. Alrighty there. Just got a little bit of there's a little bit of cat issue here. There's a cat. It's kind of in the way. Let me get this set up here. I like it. That's not really around there. It could be here. All right, you can kind of see what I'm doing there. All right, Mo, you're gonna have to move so that I can sit in front of the piano and not near the piano. He can go right in my lap here. He's right in my lap right now. There's a kitty sitting in my lap. This is Mo. Say hello. He's purring. He's purring. He's a furry purry. He's kind of an older cat right now. Okay, what we got here? Just do a little warm up here. Let's see if my things are working. Hold on a second here. Let's warm up a bit. Get this just a little more stable. There we go. Where's the cat? Oh, he's over there. Oh, thank God he's moved. All right, welcome to Ken's Christmas Piano Lounge. What is Ken's Christmas Piano Lounge? Oh, wait, it's me playing instead of the regular piano lounge stuff from the Ultimate Christmas Fake Book. Over 270 songs. I only know about 30, but that's plenty to do a nice, Christmassy performance. And I'll be doing these during my when I play the piano. Trying to figure out because I like these tunes. I think they're very lovely. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to. Oh, I'll just have to do this manually. My foot thing. There we go. Takes me a little while to get to the songs. kind of an alphabetical rule. That's real quick on others. Do I know this song right away? Not really. All songs that start from Christmas. That's a pickup there. Time music. practice all these. Need some practice. Well, we're getting there. I think by Christmas, should have these down a little bit better. Okay, next song is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. doing some work on some of these songs, but you know, coming along. By Christmas, I think they'll be a little smoother. Only way to get it better is to practice. One more time. Jazzy versions of the more modern songs. songs I know out, so I have to do page turning. But I'm not gonna. No, I don't like this one. This one I like a little better. Not really a Christmas song. Gotta practice. My favorite things is for the Christmas song. I don't know. I just like those. Even here's the Pierce Christmas songs. do here. More to do here. A little town of Ed, another classic. Gotta practice it. Time through. Press that button. All of these ones, but they're all kind of about the same. Let you practice a few times around. Getting close to the end here. Jazzy version of that song. Practice. This is another kind of fun jazzy song to do. that song is. There's a couple more in here. Basically, whatever I've got selected. That might have been it. Oh, the 12 Days of Christmas is just kind of an abridged version. I'll play a Diet Coke left. Like of the 12, I think I did 6. I did 5 of those, but I could do all 12 of those. Oh yeah, this is the last one, I think. Oh no, got at least 3 with the Kings. that's it. Sure. Excuse me. A little coffee today. We're to be singing probably. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Very nice. Good. Another good show. Another fantastic show in the can. Let me get this out of here. Another pretty ordinary show. Ah, that was fun. People came by. They came by and they said hello. And that's honestly that's you know as long as I have a good time, that's the important thing. But yeah, got it back to work. Gonna have a nice little afternoon working at home today. It's a Tuesday. Tomorrow I'll be in the office. It's a Wednesday. Tomorrow in the office will be Thursday. Friday I'll be working in the office in the morning, but then I'll come home and I'll do a stream from the from here on Friday. So looking forward to that. Might whip out the old Telecaster here. Thanks for coming by to the Christmas stream, by the way. This guitar is next in the list. It's a pretty one too. Pretty guitar. Oh, the coloration goes all through the back. It's kind of it's a dipped paint job, so it covers it kind of wackiness 360 degrees. Kind of at the bottom is even kind of where all the dark colors are. It's a really I like it. It's one of a kind, and it's mine. They only made one that looked exactly like that. They made a bunch of them in that swirl pattern, but only one looks exactly like that. Did I already do this already? Okay, I remember. I was gonna move here. All right. Got a little bit of Diet Coke left, very little energy, but ready to. Thank you for dropping by, Dan. Good to see you. I'm glad you like the Christmas music. Again, I'm basically these rehearsals, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I plan on streaming, and those will be basically music days. I'll probably just do a regular stream. Well, I'll do the normal stuff, but the music part will be the Christmas music, and people can vibe out with their families to hopefully some live Christmas music. I did it last year and the year before. Yeah, I did. No, I think I've been. Yeah, so I think it's like the third year in a row we kind of switched over to the Christmas lounge. But it's nice little. They're mellow, the familiar tunes that I like playing. People like hearing. So we'll be doing that a lot. Until Christmas. Then we're gonna switch back to Ken's Piano Lounge for that. What else do I gotta say? Oh yeah, I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Big chunk of ice in there. Oh, good Diet Coke. See you next time. Bye, everyone.